When we first discussed uniformly continuous functions, link in the description, we saw that it's possible for a function to be continuous on a bounded set, but not uniformly continuous on that bounded set. However, if we change bounded to compact, then the result does hold. That is, it's true that a function that is continuous on a compact set is also uniformly continuous on that set. And we're going to prove it using this theorem, which we've also previously proven, link in the description. This theorem tells us a sequential criterion for a function to fail to be uniformly continuous. So what we're going to do is use a contradiction proof with this sequential criterion. We're going to assume our function isn't uniformly continuous on this compact set, which by this theorem is going to give us these two sequences satisfying these conditions, but then using the compactness of the set, we'll be able to show that these sequences actually contradict these properties that they're supposed to have. So we begin with our arbitrary real-valued function that is continuous on this compact set K. If we're assuming for contradiction that f is not uniformly continuous on the compact set K, then by the sequential criterion for not being uniformly continuous, there must exist two sequences, xn and yn, completely contained in that compact set K, so that the terms of the sequence get arbitrarily close. That is, the limit of their differences approach 0, and the distances between the images of the terms of the sequences under the function f are all greater than epsilon naught for some positive epsilon naught. So that is, we have these sequences in K whose terms get arbitrarily close, but whose images do not get arbitrarily close, and in fact always stay at least some distance apart. Now, we'll do some work with these sequences xn and yn that are contained in the compact set K. Since K is compact, this sequence that exists in it must have a convergent subsequence, say xnk, that has a limit we'll call x, which must also be in K, again, since K is compact. Now, we're also going to consider the subsequence ynk of yn, so this would consist of the terms of yn that correspond to the terms xnk. For example, if the subsequence xnk just has the even terms of xn, then the subsequence ynk will just have the even terms of yn. From this, we'll quickly arrive at our contradiction. Consider the limit of this subsequence ynk. We could rewrite it as the limit of ynk minus xnk plus xnk, since by subtracting and adding xnk, we haven't actually done anything. But viewed this way, the limit of ynk minus xnk is certainly 0, since the limit of xn minus yn is equal to 0, and we could view the sequence of differences ynk minus xnk simply as a subsequence of this sequence of differences, xn minus yn, and so that subsequence of differences must also converge to 0. The terms of xn and yn get arbitrarily close. And then, of course, the limit of xnk we said is x. And so when we rewrite the limit of ynk like this, we see that it's 0 plus x, which is of course just x, which is the same as the limit of xnk. So these two subsequences, xnk and ynk, must in fact approach the same thing, which is x. Now, we know that f is continuous on the compact set K, which means in particular that f is continuous at this point x, because remember, x, the limit of xnk, is also in K, so f is continuous at x. But then by the sequential definition of continuity, that would mean that the limit of f of xnk is equal to f of x. Since xnk is approaching x, f of xnk must approach f of x. Similarly, since ynk approaches x, f of ynk must also approach f of x. And so we see that the limit of f of x n k minus f of y n k, the limit of the differences of the images of the terms of those subsequences, has to equal 0 because they both approach the same thing, so the limit of their differences approaches 0. But then, of course, this is a contradiction because remember, originally from the sequential criterion for a function not being uniformly continuous, we had that the images of the terms of our sequences xn and yn, for all n, the images were at least epsilon naught apart, where epsilon naught is a positive number. But we've just shown that there are subsequences of xn and yn whose images actually approach 0, so they in fact do not maintain some particular positive distance between them. This contradiction establishes that f must in fact have been uniformly continuous all along, and so indeed, a function that is continuous on a compact set is uniformly continuous on that compact set. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and be sure to check out my real analysis course and real analysis exercises playlists in the description for more. If you find my videos helpful, please consider supporting what I do by joining Wrath of Math as a channel member. You can get early and exclusive access to additional videos and extra practice, and if you join at the premium tier or above, you can access the lecture notes used in this course.